Morning all. Alright, so we're in this odd place now in the preseason, where there's preseason games played last night, preseason games played tonight, and this morning for me anyways, there's a regular season game being played by San Jose and Nashville. So, for the Sharks in Nashville to get things started a little bit earlier than everybody else, by 4 days on 4 teams that open the NHL's regular season on the 11th, and then things get busy on the 12th. So last night's action, we'll talk about some stats from that. The Ottawa Senators beat Montreal 4-3, so I believe Montreal's still winless on the preseason, which isn't necessarily a huge surprise. And again, it's preseason. It's not a huge concern for anybody either. Stützle, a goal and 2 assists for Ottawa. Batherson had a goal and an assist, so they're playing well already. Forsberg, 26 saves on 29 shots for him, so almost a 900 save percentage last night. Gouli had a goal. Doc had a goal for Montreal, so that's good news. Gouli pushing to make the team, and Doc, of course, with a new team, and so nice to see them get on the board. And Primo saved 29 out of 33 in the net. New Jersey, they went in and lost against the Islanders by a score of 5-2. The Islanders getting a goal and an assist from Dobson, as well as from Beauvillier. Varlamov with 26 saves on 28 shots for the New Jersey Devils. Clark had a goal, and Blackwood saved 21 out of 26. So, again, preseason, not a big deal, right? Then Columbus beats St. Louis 7-0. So, rough night for St. Louis. Bortuzzo led the way, or if from a golf perspective, being -4 is pretty good, right? A couple of eagles on the first 2 holes. He's way ahead of everybody else. So Bortuzzo was a -4. Greiss had a rough night, 24 saves on 31 shots, and Hofer saved 2 shots out of 2 that he faced. So, not too bad. Chinakhov with a goal and an assist for Columbus as he continues to have a remarkable preseason. Danforth, a goal and an assist for him as well. Tarasov saved all 24 shots for the shutout. So, that tells me Korpisalo, take his time coming back, no worries. And the Columbus Blue Jackets have to be happy about the potential of what Tarasov and Merzlikins could give them as a tandem. We'll see. Tampa Bay lost against Florida 3-1 last night. So Nemesnikov with the goal for Tampa. Vasilevsky saved 38 out of 41. On the Florida side, Barkov had 2 assists. Bobrovsky saved 26 out of 28. So for the Florida Panthers, they get a win. For Tampa Bay, they remain winless in the preseason. Again, not a big deal. Chicago lost against Minnesota 4-1. For Minnesota, a really good preseason continues, and for Chicago, not so much. Now, this was the game that the 2 games I could have watched last night and reviewed would have been these 2. I'll get to this one. But New Jersey and the Islanders and the Blackhawks in Minnesota, and I felt like, well, I already saw what the Blackhawks do against Minnesota. And so they did it again. Jack Johnson had the goal for Chicago. Stalock, 19 saves on 23 shots. For Minnesota, Sam Steele with a goal and an assist. Of course, he gets picked up by Minnesota after Anaheim didn't give him a qualifying offer. Rossi with a goal and an assist as well. And Gustafsson saved 25 out of 26. So that's the kind of stat you want to see from Philip Gustafsson. Then you get to the game that was a tough watch, really. The Vegas Golden Knights end up beating LA 6-4. However, there was a goal that was scored by LA that wasn't called a goal at the time by the referee. Vegas goes down the ice and scores on the same play. During the regular season, we would have a review. The weird thing is, I could tell it was in by how the players reacted on the ice, and because they just stopped playing, and then they started again when the referee didn't point at the net and the whistle didn't go. So, because there's no replay for this game in the preseason that was played in Salt Lake City, it's one of those things. And I know it's preseason, I know the game doesn't matter, but still, you don't want to have a goal that's in the net, that there's no review to say, hey, that was actually in the net. That should be LA's goal. It should be a tie game. It should not be Vegas up 4-2, but that's what happens. And so Vegas wins 6-4, and it kind of drove me crazy when they said, well, Vegas with 4 unanswered goals. I was like, but not really. And it was the LA announcers saying it, so... Anyways, it just reminds us why whenever anybody says, well, they should just take replays out, we don't really need it. Replays just slow the game down. That's crazy talk because we don't want that happening, especially in a playoff game, right? Just imagine, playoff game, clearly a puck in the net, and, well, we don't have a replay, so it's fine. No big deal. And yeah, and then they went the other way and scored. Isn't that fun? Riley Smith had 2 goals and an assist. Stone had 2 assists. Thompson saved 14 out of 18. Jesse Granger tweeting out, "I don't know how he can see the puck," and it was dark. It was a dark building. It seemed to be darker in the ends than it was in center ice. Center ice seemed to have decent lighting, and towards the ends of the rink, not so much. So that's the one drawback, or one of the drawbacks, when the NHL plays in a neutral site game like that. The NHL used to do neutral site games all the time, but there were logistical problems that happened a lot. So eventually they dropped that program. And for LA, Moore with a goal and an assist. Dursey with a goal and 2 assists. Peterson saves 22 out of 27. Rough night for him. Preseason continues to be a challenge for Peterson, and so we'll see once the regular season gets going if his numbers straighten out. Now, for tonight's games, there's one at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. Buffalo in against Pittsburgh. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Toronto's in against the Detroit Red Wings. And then at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, the Seattle Kraken and the Edmonton Oilers. Both word marks. Not bad. And also at that same time, Winnipeg in against Calgary, which I assume, because it's a Calgary game, they're not on TV. I don't understand. But anyways, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, Arizona's in against Vancouver. Before anybody asks, nah, I'm not going to that game either. So yeah, we'll see how things go tonight. I will be reviewing the regular season game, of course, that takes place, and then we'll see tonight how I'm feeling about regular season games, and then reviewing a preseason game. Because regular season hockey is a completely different animal, and I'm sure once I've watched San Jose and Nashville play a game that actually has some meaning to it, it could be more difficult then to watch the other games tonight. But we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.